the sun-drenched tarmac of the Miami International Autodrome stands as one of the most demanding venues on the modern Formula One calendar, not just for the drivers who must wrestle their cars through the technical stadium section and the high-speed straights, but for the engineering departments back at the factories. As the circus descends upon Florida for the 2026 Grand Prix, the spotlight turns toward Maranello with an intensity that only Ferrari can command. The narrative circulating through the paddock and the quiet corridors of the Gestione Sportiva is that Ferrari is not merely looking to optimize their current platform, but is actively deploying a comprehensive, highly anticipated, and potentially transformative super package designed to redefine their competitive standing. This is not just a collection of minor aerodynamic flicks or a simple tweak to the bargeboards of the past. This is a fundamental reevaluation of the vehicle's operating window, a decisive move in the escalating arms race of the 2026 season. The air in Maranello has been thick with the hum of simulation data and the relentless pace of the wind tunnel, where the engineers have been dissecting the performance deficits from the opening rounds of the championship. Ferrari understands that in the current era of ground effect regulations, the gap between being a contender and being a dominator is measured in millimeters of ride height and fractions of a degree in wing efficiency. The super package arriving in Miami is the result of thousands of hours of development, focusing heavily on the critical interaction between the floor and the track surface, a dynamic that remains the holy grail of performance in these regulations. The team is aware that their previous iterations struggled slightly when the ambient temperatures soared or when the track surface became abrasive, as is often the case in the Florida heat. Therefore, this upgrade is specifically engineered to improve thermal management and mechanical grip, allowing the car to operate more effectively in the fluctuating conditions that the Miami circuit is famous for providing. There is a strategic audacity in choosing Miami as the venue for this massive overhaul. A sprint weekend, with its condensed practice schedule and the unforgiving nature of the park firm rules that lock the cars into a specific setup early in the weekend, is usually the last place a team wants to introduce a major, multi-component update. It is a high-stakes gamble that signals a profound level of confidence within the Ferrari technical leadership. They have processed the data from the simulator, and the correlation has been strong enough to convince the team that waiting for a more traditional weekend would be a mistake. They are essentially betting on their own competence, believing that their models are robust enough to get the setup right on the first try. The package is rumored to include a completely reworked sidepod geometry, intended to refine the airflow management toward the rear diffuser, which is crucial for generating the downforce needed through the twisty sections of the Miami track. But the changes go deeper than what is visible to the naked eye. The suspension kinematics have been revised to better handle the bumps and curbs of the street circuit, providing the drivers with a more predictable platform that can be pushed to the absolute limit without the fear of the sudden aero instability that has plagued many cars in the current regulations. This is the hallmark of the current Ferrari philosophy, a move toward drivability that creates performance through consistency rather than just pure peak downforce. The drivers, in their briefings, have been echoing the need for this step forward. They have spoken about the fine margins that define the current grid, where a single poor setup choice in practice can relegate a car to the middle of the pack. The new package aims to broaden the car's operating window, making it less sensitive to setup changes and more forgiving when the track conditions evolve during the race. This is the real secret of the top-tier teams. It is not just about having the fastest car on a perfect lap, but having the fastest car for the entire duration of a race stint, regardless of tire wear or fuel load. Ferrari's focus on the MGUK and battery energy deployment strategy is also expected to receive a significant software refinement within this Miami package, optimizing the way the car harvests and utilizes electric power. In the 2026 landscape, where power unit efficiency is king, gaining even a small advantage in energy management can be the difference between a successful overtake and getting stuck in a DRS train. The team has been working on a more aggressive mapping that allows the drivers to deploy power more effectively coming out of the slow speed corners in the stadium sector, setting them up for the long straight that follows. This technical evolution is also a psychological one. The Tifosi, expectant and demanding as ever, have been waiting for a signal that the team has the capacity to develop and out-innovate their rivals throughout the season. Bringing a super package to a marquee event like Miami sends a clear message to the competition. Ferrari is not on the defensive. They are pushing the boundaries of what is possible within the cost cap constraints, optimizing their resource allocation to ensure that the most significant jumps in performance are timed for the moments that matter most. The atmosphere within the garage is one of controlled intensity. There is no panic, only a systematic, methodical pursuit of excellence that has been cultivated under the current management. They recognize that the championship is not won in the wind tunnel, but on the track, and that the correlation of data is the only metric that matters. Every bolt, every carbon fiber element, and every line of code has been vetted with a single-minded focus on closing the gap to the front of the grid. The Miami circuit, with its juxtaposition of long, flat-out straights and tight, technical complexes, will provide the ultimate test for this new Ferrari. If the car performs as expected, it will vindicate the team's bold decision to bring such a significant update to a sprint weekend. It will prove that their simulation tools have matured to a point where they can predict car behavior in real-world scenarios with startling accuracy. Conversely, if the car struggles to find the balance, it will be a significant setback, not just in terms of points lost in the sprint format, but also in terms of the development direction for the rest of the season. But Ferrari is a team that thrives on this kind of pressure. The heritage of Maranello is built on the belief that racing is a process of constant iteration, of never being satisfied, and of always looking for the next gain, no matter how incremental it may seem. This Miami update is the manifestation of that philosophy. As the cars roll out for the first free practice session, the eyes of the entire Formula One world will be on the red machines. The scrutineers will be watching closely to see if the new geometries comply with the rigorous technical regulations, and the rivals will be observing the bodywork, searching for clues about the secrets hidden underneath the bodywork. But for Ferrari, the focus remains internal. They have a job to do. They have a package that they believe has the potential to shift the competitive hierarchy. They have a driver pairing that is hungry for victory and capable of extracting every millisecond from the machinery. The stage is set for a weekend that could define the trajectory of their season. It is a moment of truth for the Italian outfit, a moment where ambition meets engineering, and where the promise of a super package must translate into the reality of on-track performance. Whether or not this proves to be the turning point remains to be seen, but one thing is certain: Ferrari is leaving nothing to chance. They are throwing everything they have at the Miami Grand Prix, not just to participate, but to make a definitive statement about their intentions for the rest of the year. The preparation has been exhaustive, the dedication has been absolute, and the stakes have never been higher. As the engine notes rise and the cars head out to conquer the heat of Florida, the Ferrari team stands ready to prove that when they commit to a direction, they do so with the full weight of their history and the singular focus of their future. It is a grand undertaking, a high-stakes gamble, and a testament to the relentless spirit that drives the world's most iconic racing team as they look to turn the tides in the high-octane theater of Miami, where the dream of glory is chased at 300 kilometers per hour. The journey from the drawing board to the grid is fraught with challenges, yet it is the only path to the top, and Ferrari is walking it with confidence, determination, and the unwavering belief that their best work is still ahead of them, waiting to be unleashed under the intense Florida sun, where every lap is a chance to redefine their place in the pantheon of motorsport legends. The world will be watching, the data will be analyzed, and the result will ripple through the championship, for in the world of Formula One, there is no hiding place, only the relentless pursuit of speed, and Ferrari is moving faster than ever.